family? Welcome back to the channel. You already know it's your boy Moose Talks Hoops. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. You already know it's a lot of things in this world that cost, but hitting the like button ain't one of them. Yeah, y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what to do. Smash that like button and share the video, and let's talk some hoops. And poor Frank Vogel. Poor Frank Vogel. Earlier today, the Phoenix Suns announced that they had fired head coach Frank Vogel after just one season. And it's all Kevin Durant's fault. Smash that like button and share the video. Can we talk about it? Can we talk about it? Another failed super team and another head coach who pays for the sins of his superstar and the organization's front office. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to the chat. Akron boy, what up, fam? Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Salute to you, bro. My man Golden State. Let's talk about it. Tiffany, salute to you. Let's talk about it. Smash that like button and share the video. Now, if you guys have been tuned into the channel, tuned in right here when the Phoenix Suns, with the worst super team in NBA history, were swept off the floor in the desert like some tumbleweed by the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I told you guys after game 4, this is exactly what was going to happen. Frank Vogel was going to pay for the sins of his superstar and the organization's front office. Smash that like button and share the video. Might I remind you, after the Suns were swept, the first thing to leak out 15 minutes after that buzzer rang, the first thing to leak out was 3 different reports about how Kevin Durant was being used in Frank Vogel's offense. Smash that like button and share the video. 3 different reports. Salute to my man Cottage, man. 3 different reports came out 15 minutes after game 4 had ended. All of them were about how Kevin Durant was throwing Frank Vogel under the bus. And I knew that Frank Vogel's fate was signed, sealed, and delivered right there. And Frank Vogel knew it. Frank Vogel knew it. And if you've been subscribed to my channel, you remember that live when that report came out that Frank Vogel threw the organization under the bus. He wasn't going to go out with just all these reports about how he was using Kevin Durant wrongly. And that's why James Jones, president of the Phoenix Suns, after the year ended and he spoke to the media, a lot of people took this as a shot to the Golden State Warriors. A lot of people took this as a shot to the OKC Thunder when James Jones said, we haven't been able and nobody has been able to unlock Kevin Durant. James Jones was putting all the onus on the coaches. And in this case, Frank Vogel, he was saving his own butt. He was saving his own job. Smash that like button and share the video. And I knew then Frank Vogel's fate was signed, sealed, and delivered. And I got on here and I talked to you guys about how Frank Vogel started to expose the organization. Now, this is a man, a championship head coach, known for his defense, gets hired by the Phoenix Suns, who due to the ashy super team merchant Kevin Durant gutted their entire roster for not only him, but Bradley Beal. leaving that roster bare of any defensive players that Frank Vogel, a defensive coach, could use. Smash that like button and share the video. And when the day that Frank Vogel was hired, during his introductory press conference, I've said this many times before, he directly begged the organization to not trade DeAndre Ayton. He begged the organization not to trade DeAndre Ayton. Well, the organization didn't listen. They ended up trading DeAndre Ayton to the Portland Trail Blazers, netting them back Yusuf Nurkic, who's never been mistaken for a defensive big. Smash that like button and share the video. And now you got Frank Vogel with a big three super team, all three of them the same player. Tween has he pull up from 30. No point guard on the roster. And Frank Vogel came out and exposed the organization and exposed the fact that he went to organization numerous times to request for a point guard. And the organization told them no, because they didn't want to get the ball out of Bradley Beal's hands, Kevin Durant's hands, and Devin Booker's hands. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my guy, Rap Guy Reloaded. Salute to my guy, G Money. And Vogel dropped this bombshell report after all the reports came out about how he wasn't using Kevin Durant in the offense correctly, and Frank Vogel was firing back. And the organization stood on that. And you noticed that throughout the season. At no point did they sign a point guard until it was 2 weeks out from the end of the season. And they kind of rubbed it in Frank Vogel by signing Isaiah Thomas to a 10-day contract fresh off the couch. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my brother Vegas in the building. They waited until a few games before the end of the season, and out of pity and out of pettiness, signed Isaiah Thomas off the couch to a 10-day contract. So Frank Vogel didn't get to keep DeAndre Ayton, who he wanted, and he wasn't afforded a point guard. He still ended up winning almost 50 games in the gauntlet that is the Western Conference. Got that team to a 6 seed and eventually was smoked by the Minnesota Timberwolves. And now Kevin Durant is on his way to his 5th head coach between his last 2 stops. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my guy, Hoodie Walker, in the building. Oh, we going to talk about it, bro. We going to talk about it. Kevin Durant is now going to be on his 5th head coach in the last 2 stops. He would have had Steve Nash, Jacques Vaughn, Monty Williams, Frank Vogel, and whoever next that the Phoenix Suns hire. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my brother A-Sun in the building. Kevin Durant is getting ready to play for his 5th head coach in the last 2 stops. Now let's talk about it. In chat, I'm going to start calling you guys the Moose Gang. Chat, can we talk about it? Can we honestly talk about it, bro? You can count 6. Rap God Reloaded. Salute to you, bro. If you want to throw Kenny Atkinson in there. If you want to throw Steve Kerr in there. That's about 7 coaches in the last 5 years. 7 coaches in the last 5 years. Smash that like button and share the video. And what makes this worse, right? What makes this worse, right? You know, we got the people that call LeBron James a coach killer. Kevin Durant's going to get a pass. Kevin Durant's going to get a pass, but not here on my channel. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Not here on my channel. And I'm going to go a step further today, y'all. I'm going to go a step further today. I'm going to go a step. Blue Bolt, Sports Observer and Politics. What up, bro? I'm going to go a step further today. Smash that like button and share the video. I'm going to go a step further today. Not only is Kevin Durant a coach killer, not only is he a coach killer, y'all, he is an organization killer. He is an organizational killer because he has a track record of going to your team, gutting that roster to get the guys that he wants, running amok in that front office to position himself to get the coach that he wants, right? And then when it all falls down, he uses a get out of jail free card. Smash that like button and share the video. So not only is he a coach killer, not only is he a coach killer, salute to my guy A1, he's an organizational killer. We've seen the mess he's caused in the Brooklyn Nets organization. And I watched you guys blame James Harden. I watched you guys blame Kyrie Irving. And I watched you guys blame Sean Marks. Smash that like button and share the video. And salute to my brother Vegas Dev in the building with the $2 super chat. And I love what he just said. I love what he just said. He said, are they hiring Ham, right? Since he's so great. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Stephen A., all these other people campaign the Phoenix Suns to sign Darvin Ham. Smash that like button and share the video. Get Darvin Ham back in the league. Kevin Durant. I watch you guys blame James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Sean Marks, Steve Nash, Joe Tsai for the debacle that was the Brooklyn Nets Big Three. Kevin Durant ran that organization into the ground, forcing James Harden to leave, Kyrie Irving out of there, Steve Nash go home. And in the middle of the night, forced himself onto the Phoenix Suns, who had to gut their roster. Kevin Durant goes to the playoffs with Monty Williams, Chris Paul, the leaders who spearheaded the Phoenix Suns from the bottom of the Western Conference to an NBA Finals appearance, lose to the eventual champs in the playoffs in the second round. You backdoor Monty Williams, you backdoor Chris Paul. New ownership, Matt Ishbia, consulted by the great Isaiah Thomas. You finesse them into gutting the rest of the assets to go get Bradley Beal. Chris Paul out of there. The cupboard's bare. You got to scrape the minimum market. And then you sign Frank Vogel. And poor Frank Vogel comes into the building. His first day on the job, campaigns to keep DeAndre Ayton. Doesn't get his wish. Campaigns to get a point guard to the organization. They don't get a point guard because they believe it'll get the ball out of Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, and Kevin Durant's hands. And then when it all crumbles, you fire Frank Vogel. It was your idea to have the ball in Kevin Durant's hands, Matt Ishbia, Bradley Beal's hands, Devin Booker's hands. You don't empower your head coach with a point guard when he's telling you he needs a point guard. And then you fire Frank Vogel after Kevin Durant comes out and says, I wasn't used properly in the offense. Make that make sense, chat. Make that make sense. Smash that like button and share the video. The owner tells the head coach, we're not going to get you a point guard, even though you asking for a point guard, because we want the ball in Kevin Durant's hands, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker. And then when the season goes to crumbles, you get blamed and you get accused of using Kevin Durant wrongly on offense when you're just following the orders of ownership. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And I'm glad Frank Vogel, like I said in that live stream, when the reports came out and Frank Vogel started to expose the organization, and I told you guys then he would be fired, and I said I was proud of Frank Vogel for standing up for himself and fighting back. For standing up for himself and fighting back. And now Frank Vogel, poor Frank Vogel. Frank Vogel gets done dirty. This is what I don't like about it, right? Salute to my homegirl Terry in the chat. I appreciate you. And this move right here, right? This firing of Frank Vogel might end his coaching career sadly, bro. Unless you got a guy that sympathizes with coaches in a front office organization, this might end Frank Vogel's coaching career. And it's to no fault of his. Done dirty in his last 2 stops. Frank Vogel gets done dirty in his last 2 spots with the Lakers after winning the championship, after being given a horrendous roster with the Russell Westbrook trade and the signing of a Dwight Howard, Carmelo Anthony, all these old guys, Rajon Rondo. Frank Vogel not only got fired, he got embarrassed by the Los Angeles Lakers. Frank Vogel not only got fired by the Los Angeles Lakers, he got embarrassed by them. At the end of the game, going to the podium for a press conference, he sits down and then he's told by the reporters that he's been fired. Jeannie Buss, Kurt Rambis, Linda Rambis, Rob Pelinka didn't have the nuts to tell Frank Vogel himself. He had to find out when he walked to the podium, sat down, and the reporters told him. And then now in Phoenix, he gets handed a flawed roster, the worst big 3 in super team history, He doesn't get nothing that he asked for. He asked to keep DeAndre Ayton. He asked for a point guard. And then when he does what the organization tells him to do, he gets fired. He gets fired. Make it make sense. You tell me you guys are not going to keep DeAndre Ayton. You trade him. You tell me I can't have a point guard because you want the ball in Kevin Durant's hands, Bradley Beal's hands, Devin Booker's hands. And then you fire me after a 49-win season? Make it make sense. After my first year? After my first year? Like, make it make sense, chat. Let's make it make sense. You think there's going to be 1,000 podcasts calling out Kevin Durant? You think there's going to be former coaches calling out Kevin Durant? You think you're going to see Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, Kendrick Perkins calling out Kevin Durant? Nah. Because heavy is the head that wears the crown. And Kevin Durant does not wear the crown. Smash that like button and share the video. Oh, we cooking today. We cooking today. I knew this was going to happen and I was waiting on it. It was honestly better for Frank Vogel to be fired when he came out and exposed you guys, Matt Ishbia, Isaiah Thomas, James Jones. Isaiah Thomas, Matt Ishbia, James Jones. You guys were better off firing him right after the end of the season. Go James, what up, bro? Now let's be clear. Let's be real clear here. Who are the people that's going to keep that same energy? Fair is fair. Fair is fair. Where are those people that are going to keep the same energy for the Ashy Super Team merchant, formerly known as Kevin Durant? If Frank Vogel is the man, he won't go back to the Lakers. Golden State, if Frank Vogel is the man, he won't go back to the Lakers. No way possible. No way. Not after they fire you like that, and you got to find out by going to the post-game press conference and the reporters in the room tell you you're fired. How does it feel to be coaching your last game as the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers? And you find out like that. That's no way for nobody to find. That's not how you do business, man. That's why there's a black cloud above the Lakers head coaching job. That's not how you do business, man. That's not how you do business. And now where do the Phoenix Suns go from here? Talks of Mike Budenholzer. Why would Mike Budenholzer want that job? You just seen what how Frank Vogel got did. Why would Mike Budenholzer want that job? You right. Is Byron Scott going to come out here and say Kevin Durant should coach himself? Salute, Chris. You exactly right. Why is this surprising? We knew it a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And all those three gonna do is get Mike Budenholzer fired if he's hired. Because Matt Ishbia, and I told you about the reports about Matt Ishbia running the organization like he's playing 2K My GM. And he's playing with his own money. I mean, it's his money to play with, but he's playing with his own money. And now let's take a look at the Phoenix Suns situation. Let's take a look at their situation, shall we, chat? The Phoenix Suns had committed $209 million to next season. The NBA tax threshold, $171.3 million. That first apron, $178.7 million. They've passed that. The second apron, $189.6 million. They've passed the second apron. Their salary cap is cooked. Their salary cap is cooked. And now the search for a new head coach begins. Unless something drastic happens with the roster, whether that be Kevin Durant asking out, we've seen him do that before. Whether that be Devin Booker asking out or they try to trade him, which they said they're not. Or Bradley Beal with a no trade clause. We know that's not going to happen. Matt Ishbia already came out at that same press conference and said he's running it back with the same group. And now you're going to have to be paying more money to keep guys that you already had. You're going to want to keep Royce O'Neal because anybody of Royce O'Neal's ilk, you won't be able to sign in free agency because of your cap situation. Eric Gordon's 1,000 years old, but you guys are probably going to have to be able to bring him back. Josh Okogie probably walks and gets more money elsewhere. Drew Eubanks probably walks and gets more money elsewhere. And it's all bad in the Valley of the Sun. Smash that like button and share the video. Smash that like button and share the video. Now, who as a head coach is going to look at that Phoenix Suns situation, seeing how Frank Vogel got done dirty in less than a year, seeing the cap situation, seeing the roster, who would want to take that job? Oh yeah, Blue Bolt, Byron Scott, he takes issue with LeBron James not taking accountability for Darvin Ham's firing it. He said LeBron James ought to coach himself. That's the only person he's going to listen to. But honestly, what coach is going to look at that Phoenix Suns situation and say, I want to go there? I want to go there. Mike Budenholzer, I don't think Mike Budenholzer wants to go there. After how he just got done did dirty in Milwaukee, he doesn't want to go there. unless he's thirsty for a coaching job. I think he's still being paid by Milwaukee, if I'm not mistaken. Do you guys go after Darvin Ham? Are Stephen A. Smith and Mike Wilbon going to campaign for the Phoenix Suns to hire Darvin Ham? Since that firing bothered them so much, why don't you guys campaign the Suns to fire Darvin Ham? I bet you won't see that, though. I bet you won't see nobody campaigning Darvin Ham for the Phoenix Suns job. I guarantee it. Chat, I guarantee it. You won't see nobody campaigning for Darvin Ham to get that Phoenix Suns job. If they really mess with Darvin Ham, Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, they'll campaign Darvin Ham to get that Phoenix Suns job. Smash that like button and share the video. For real. For real. And right or wrong, if I'm LeBron James, I go on Twitter and say something like that. If I'm LeBron James, if I'm in LeBron James' shoes, I would do that. I'm petty like that. I'm petty like that. I will go on Twitter and say, Stephen A. Smith at Michael Wilbon. Don't you think Darvin Ham should get that Phoenix Suns job? For real. Wow. Salute to my brother Chris with the $20 super chat, the 1999 super chat. He says that's on Terry Stotts. Thoughts on Terry Stotts as a new coach. Values the freedom of players on the court, leaving it to them to read the floor and make the decision. He strongly emphasizes the importance of three-point shots, a must in today's game, man. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. Big salute. Terry Stotts as well, bro. Terry Stotts left the situation in Milwaukee, although he was an assistant coach, right? Although he was an assistant coach to Adrian Griffin, Terry Stotts left that situation. There was something he didn't like. I'm pretty sure Terry Stotts is going to look at that Phoenix Suns situation and see something that he doesn't like, bro. And I don't know if Terry Stotts will want to be a part of what the Phoenix Suns got going on, especially when their situation looks exactly like that. I appreciate you, bro. But yeah, I really want to know. Are Stephen A., Mike Wilbon, are they going to come out here and campaign for Darvin Ham to get that Phoenix Suns coaching job? Are y'all going to come out and campaign exactly Rap God Reloaded? Are you guys going to come out here and campaign for a guy like Adrian Griffin to get that coaching job? Salute to my brother So Crazy TV in the building. Y'all go subscribe to So Crazy TV. Y'all know that's my brother from another mother. But yeah, I just want to see if these guys going to keep that same energy. Are y'all going to campaign for the Adrian Griffins of the world? Are y'all going to campaign for the Darvin Hams of the world? Are y'all going to campaign for these guys to get these coaching jobs? Because it seems like you guys only rant and rave about these coaches and speak so highly of these coaches when they lose their certain job coaching a certain player that plays on a certain team. Smash that like button and share the video. But let it be the ashy super team merchant, formerly known as Kevin Durant. No smoke comes his way. No smoke comes his way. And it's time for a real conversation, like I said. It's time for some real conversation. This man, Kevin Durant, has surpassed being a coach killer. Has surpassed being a coach killer. And he deserves to have the label of an organization killer. An organization killer. He'll wreck your organization inside out. Heads will fall. Caps will be cooked. Assets bare. And Chris, brother, this ain't Kevin Durant, the player. This is Kevin Durant, the brand I'm talking about. This is Kevin Durant, the brand. This is what comes with Kevin Durant. When he's out here talking about the environment around LeBron James is toxic. The environment around Kevin Durant has been toxic. We looked at him like he was getting done dirty in Golden State. We looked at him like he was getting done dirty in Golden State. And a lot of people applauded when he left Golden State. Yeah, go out there. Go see if you could do it on your own. Go see if you could put your team together. And you don't have to join the 73-9 team. You don't have to join the team that beat you after they was down 1-3. A lot of people championed that. But a lot of people forgot as soon as he got to Brooklyn, he got Kenny Atkinson fired, and he wasn't even playing. He was still recovering from Achilles injuries. He wasn't even on the court, and he got Kenny Atkinson fired. Poor Kenny Atkinson, he's still looking for a head coaching job. Kenny Atkinson didn't even get the chance to coach Kevin Durant, if I remember right. The man was still recovering from Achilles injury. Kenny Atkinson gone. Bring in Steve Nash. No coaching experience. I was cool with him in Golden State. Well, damn. I looked at it like, damn, maybe it's Sean Marks. Maybe it's not Kevin Durant. I tried to hold off on it. Steve Nash gets fired. James Harden says, I'm getting out of here. You request a trade. You come back, and then behind everybody's back, you request a trade and force the Brooklyn Nets not only to trade you, but only trade you to the Phoenix Suns. Y'all blew a 3-1 lead in OKC. to the Golden State Warriors. And then acted like Billy Donovan couldn't coach NBA players or something. You made a burner account, went on Twitter, trashed the organization, trashed Russell Westbrook, trashed Billy Donovan with a burner account. This is a grown man we talking about. With a burner account, he used a burner account to trash the organization. And now you know why Kendrick Perkins, Russell Westbrook, and them was calling him a cupcake. Because he needed a burner account to trash them after you up 3-1 on a 73-9 Golden State Warriors, blow that lead, lose, and then you go join them. You then go join them, and not only do you go join them, you trash the organization that gave you everything, did right by you. The only mishap they had was because of ownership, not Sam Presti. Unbelievable. 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 And everybody's talking about Kevin Durant should go back to OKC. If I'm Sam Presti in OKC, I say I don't want him nowhere near this organization. I don't want him nowhere near this organization. Chris, man, I can't go with that. I can't go with that. Not when you were up 3-1. I can't go with that. I watched every game of that series. I watched every game of that series, bro. It's crazy. If I'm Sam Presti, I say, I don't want this guy back. I don't want him nowhere near the organization. And a lot of people be like, oh, yeah, Kevin Durant doesn't have a place he could call home. And what team is he going to go into the Hall of Fame with? And it's nobody's fault but Kevin Durant. It's nobody's fault but Kevin Durant. You leave an organization to go join the team that beat you after you up 3-1, and then you go on Twitter as a grown man, knowingly make a burner account, to trash the organization and trash your teammates and trash the coaching staff. No, the man knowingly made a burner account. Unbelievable. 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 Fast forward 2024, you get swept off the floor like some tumbleweed in the desert. And not less than 15 minutes after the buzzer rings on game 4, all these reports come out about how Frank Vogel didn't know how to use you in the offense. You don't think I know you're behind that, Kevin Durant? You don't think I know you're behind that, Kevin Durant? Those articles were pre-made before the game even ended because they came out so fast. 10 to 15 minutes after the game ends, Sham Charania got a story. So-and-so got a story. Like, come on, bro. Let's be clear here. And Chris, bro, let's be clear here. They lost that 3-1 lead. He joined that 73-9 team. He went on Twitter and knowingly made a burner account and bashed Russell Westbrook, bashed Billy Donovan, bashed Sam Presti. Went to Golden State, allowed the Golden State Warriors, the Hampton Five, allowed them to finesse him into thinking that if he joined them and somehow won 2 championships or 3 championships and won finals MVP all that time, that he would then surpass LeBron James. And then when he joined them, because he had his own personal agenda when he was joining the Golden State Warriors. He had his own personal agenda when he joined the Golden State Warriors. His personal agenda was to be looked at as the number 1 guy in the NBA. And he thought by joining the Warriors and winning rings and finals MVP would finally get him to be the 1A uno in the NBA. And when he did that, and he won the championship in 17, finals MVP, won the championship in 18, finals MVP, he realized he was finessed. He realized he was finessed. Why do you think he came into the 2019 season so unhappy? He knew he was finessed. He knew he was finessed when he was sitting on that podium on the day of the parade and Bob Myers made that joke. And Bob Myers made that joke. The Golden State Warriors used Kevin Durant. Let's make no mistakes about that. But they used him as a mercenary. And they finessed him into thinking if he joined them and won all those chips and won all those finals MVPs, then he somehow surpasses LeBron James as the top guy in the NBA and the face of the NBA. But the Golden State Warriors used you as a mercenary against LeBron James. And it came back to bite you in the butt, Kevin Durant. Even though you were using, this is why I don't feel sorry for him. You were using the Golden State to further your own personal agenda. Let's keep it real. You were using your own personal agenda with the Golden State Warriors. You bought into that. And then when you got there, you found out after you won those championships, they didn't sell you a bill of goods. And that's why you wanted out. Draymond Green told you right to your face, and he was right. They won before you, they'll win without you. Bob Myers said, with us, you can win. Without us, you might win. That's what Bob Myers told Kevin Durant. Bob Myers told Kevin Durant, with us, you gonna win. Without us, you might win. And that might is still yet to happen. And you left Golden State with something to prove. Now, you ain't got a home with OKC. You ain't got a home with Golden State. Brooklyn was a debacle. And here you are with the Phoenix Suns, stuck like Chuck. What are you going to do, Kevin Durant? You going to force another trade? Look at y'all cap situation. Look at your cap situation. Even the list of your key free agents is nasty work. Take a look to the right hand of the screen where it says they're key free agents. That's nasty work. You know your roster is in shambles when your key free agents are Royce O'Neal, Eric Gordon, who's 1,000 years old, Josh Okogie, who I like, and Drew Eubanks. That's nasty work. Nasty work. $209 million of committed salary. You passed the tax threshold. You passed the first apron. You passed the second apron. And Matt Ishbia says he's running it back with the same 5 starters. Smash that like button and share the video. Salute to my guy, Brandon Love Sports TV. Smash that like button and share the video, man. Y'all go subscribe to Brandon Love Sports TV. He be cooking. He be cooking. I know you guys call him a LeBron hater. He's a self-proclaimed LeBron hater, but he be cooking, man. And I enjoy his content, bro. I really do. I really enjoy his content. He be having me dying, bro. Salute to my guy, Brandon Love Sports TV. Nothing, man. We over here, we talking about the ashy super team merchant, formerly known as Kevin Durant. It's real ugly in the Valley of the Sun. And Kevin Durant, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. And not only since you've been in the Phoenix Suns jersey has Monty Williams had to pay for the sins of you and the front office. Poor Frank Vogel, less than a year in, calendar year, less than a calendar year in, has to pay for the sins of you, Isaiah Thomas, Matt Ishbia, and James Jones. When he came in, he walked in the door telling you guys to keep DeAndre Ayton. When he walked through the door, he said he wanted a point guard. You guys traded DeAndre Ayton for Yusuf Nurkic and told Frank Vogel he couldn't have a point guard because you didn't want the ball in a point guard's hands. You wanted the ball in Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker's hands. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. That is nasty work. And now, these same guys in the media, you know, the same media that you guys call the media, the same guys in the so-called the media that were just out here holding LeBron James' feet to the fire when Darvin Ham was fired. I don't even want you guys to hold Kevin Durant's feet to the fire for getting Frank Vogel fired. I don't even want you guys to hold Kevin Durant's feet to the fire for getting Frank Vogel fired. Let's see if you campaign for Darvin Ham to get that job. Let's be clear here. Michael Wilbon, Stephen A. Smith, all these guys. Brandon Love Sports TV. Let's see if Stephen A. Smith, Michael Wilbon, you know, the guys that you guys say are a part of the media. Let's see if they come out here campaigning for Darvin Ham to get that coaching job in Phoenix. For real. For real. And like I said, not only is Kevin Durant a coach killer, he's an organization killer, bro. Salute to my man FYF Sports Debates in the building, my brother, man. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, bro. And he says, I did a video earlier that year that the Suns players were trying to get Vogel fired back in November, December. And the Suns fans were killing me, saying I was lying. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable, bro. You hire the man, fire him less than a calendar year. He walks into the building in his introductory press conference. He's raving about DeAndre Ayton and all the ways that he can use DeAndre Ayton. Next thing you know, DeAndre Ayton traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. Frank Vogel comes out and says, we need a point guard. The reports came out after Kevin Durant threw him under the bus with his own reports. Frank Vogel asked Matt Ishbia for a point guard. They said no. We don't want the ball being out of Kevin Durant's hands, Bradley Beal's hands, Devin Booker's hands. And to add insult to injury, by the time you guys do get a point guard, it's a week before the season ends and you guys sign Isaiah Thomas off the couch. It's crazy. And that's the guy you fire in less than a calendar year? That's the guy that has to be held accountable? That's the guy that James Jones comes out and says nobody's been able to unlock Kevin Durant. Reports coming out, Kevin Durant wasn't used right in the offense. Well, according to the owner, he didn't get a point guard because he wanted the ball in y'all's hands. It's unbelievable, man. I'm going to drop the link, man. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this, man. I want to get y'all's thoughts on this. 1 second. Brandon loves sports TV, man. Salute for that super chat, bro. Curry has back problems from carrying that bum. It's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Man, bro, the Phoenix Suns are cooked, bro. And just like the narrative was not really a narrative, the truth around the Lakers head coaching job, who would want that job? Who wants the Phoenix Suns job? Who wants the Phoenix Suns job? Does Kevin Durant now do what he did in Brooklyn and ask out and force himself onto another team, having that team gut the roster to take him in? You're going to have a similar roster going into next year, now with a new coach. Things is not going to go the way you guys think they're going to go. Kevin Durant is going to be a year older. Bradley Beal is going to be injured again. That's what history tells us. So what happens next? If you're a Suns fan, like, what is the optimistic outlook from all of this, bro? What is the optimistic outlook from all of this? Matt Ishbia, how can you not see that you have to blow this thing up? How could you not see that this thing is a failure? Please. What's up, bro? And I know you don't agree with a lot of this, bro. And I know you don't agree with a lot of this. Let me bring Brandon Love Sports TV up here too. Chris, I know you don't agree with a lot of this. And I know you're a big Kevin Durant supporter. And I know you say I'm missing a lot of context. But facts is facts, bro. Kevin Durant is looking he's looking to have his fifth coach. If you count Kenny Atkinson, his sixth coach in the last two stops.
Yeah, this is factual. Listen, I don't deny anything with the whole coaching situation, what's going on with Kevin Durant now.
By the way, not to cut you off, bro. I just wanted to, now that you are here, I just wanted to tell you I appreciate you, bro.
Of course, and of course, man. I'm always going to show love and support on this channel. By the way, we have like 55 people in the chat right now. We need more. We definitely need more people to like the video. Please do.
Yeah, smash that like button and share the video.
Please do. Okay, so my whole thing on Kevin Durant. Listen, I even said it in the chat. I'm not defending what was going to happen because, like FYF said, he made a video back in November or December, basically talking about how the whole team wanted him fired. And the minute I knew KD said that he wasn't comfortable in this offense and other guys were complaining about their roles on the team, it was just a matter of time. So regardless, I knew that was going to come regardless of the situation. So it is what it is on that. If you want to shoot your shot at Kevin Durant, label him as a coach killer. I don't kill you for that because he has gotten a lot of coaches.
I'm going further by saying an organization killer.
I can't say that. I don't think he ruined Golden State or OKC, in my opinion. Now, if you want to say Brooklyn, there was a lot of outside factors that Kevin Durant could not control. Now, does that make him a good leader? No, I will never say Kevin Durant is a leader. In my opinion, he doesn't lead the way people want him to do because he's not vocal. He speaks with going out on the court, doing my job, and leading by example. That's how he typically goes about his business. Now, again, in terms of just Kevin Durant as the player, me personally, and I mean this in the most respectful way, which is why I'm still shocked KD at least has this level of influence. Dude is just not in his prime anymore. He's not. There's certain spots he can't get to on the floor that he just can't do anymore. That's why, for me, I don't hold him to such a high standard as much as I used to. Because I know that he can't carry an offense through the playoffs anymore like he used to. Last time I seen that was in 2021. I ain't seen him do it in 2022, which is when he started to when he started to become a lot more injury prone. Same with 2023 and 2024. He just doesn't have that juice anymore. So I don't hold him to this ridiculous standard of, him as a player moving forward. That's why he doesn't affect where I have him on my list. I still have him as a top 15 player of all time. And I stand by that. Whatever he's doing in his career now, which from a legacy standpoint can hurt it, but just from a talent perspective of what he can do on the court, I can't drop him any lower than 15. I don't push him back just because he's not in his prime anymore. But I'll let someone else cook in the meantime.
Go ahead, Brandon Love Sports TV.
What's good, family?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, Brandon? Salute to you.
Man, general salute, homie, man. I've been loving your content, man. Glad I
appreciate you, bro.
Like I said, you remind me of my boy Too Raw for TV, man. Let's say this, man. Kevin Durant, like I said, one thing about me, I'm a fair dude because y'all know I don't like LeBron James. I don't make no bones about it, but at the same time, I got to talk about KD too because they two peas in the pod, man. Kevin Durant is definitely an organization killer. He's definitely everything you said about him is right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you think about it. This is the same coward who left Oklahoma City after he got his butt beat in a series. You know what I'm saying? You went 7 games, blew up 3-1. Any real competitor would want to run it back and play against Golden State. He didn't want that smoke, so he ran to the team that beat him. At that point, I had already lost all respect for that dude.
You remember earlier that year, not to cut you off, bro, right? You remember earlier that in that 2016 season when the OKC Thunder, they had played Golden State early in that season, and it was a good game, close game. I think OKC was up. Golden State came back, won that game, and you seen Kevin Durant put his arm around Russell Westbrook and tap him on the back of his head and say, like, we're going to get these boys.
Yeah.
And then for you to choke a 3-1 lead when it was time to get these boys and then join them, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
He stabbed him in the back, man. Then he went, then after that, it didn't stop there. And then, like, he created this illusion, just like the illusion that people think LeBron James to go, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. But Kevin Durant had this whole narrative going around that he's somehow the best player in the league. Yeah, I'd be the best player in the league too if I had Klay Thompson and Steph Curry doing all the work all the time. They're like, they doing all the work. He's riding on easy street, man. This is like Charles Barkley said, man, that dude wasn't nothing but a bus rider for about 3 years ago. Biggest delusion in basketball history, man. Then you go over to, because you got mad because Draymond Green called you out, made you look stupid on the bench. Then you can't take it. That's why I'm out. That's why I'm out. Then he goes over to, see, I'm giving y'all a history lesson as to why I don't like Kevin Durant. Then you go over to Brooklyn. You get over to the Brooklyn Nets. You wreak havoc over there. Cause all these issues over there, getting people fired. Same thing, trade players away, trying to get a super team, bringing James Harden in that did not work. And anybody that knows anything about basketball knows that James Harden is the biggest choke artist in the history of basketball. So you knew that wasn't going to work. Then you create a big mess. Him and Kyrie created a big mess in Brooklyn. And then you go over to, man, I'm going to tell you, man, there was no reason for Monty Williams to lose his job. No reason for that.
None at all, bro.
Oh, man, you had a good team. You had DeAndre Ayton, you had Chris Paul, you had, and then you had the role players were way better back then, man. That's when they had Cam Thomas and all them guys, man, on the team.
Nah, man. Cam Thomas, he was on Brooklyn too.
Cam Johnson, yeah, he was traded to Brooklyn.
They had a nice.
But get your point though. It was a good team. It was still solid.
Roster, man. It wasn't that campaign. They had all them guys, man.
It was better than what they had last year.
They started gutting the roster. The roster got thinner and thinner and thinner. But that's what happens when you got these prima donnas like LeBron James and Kevin Durant who got to have these big max contracts, and then you got to get rid of half your depth because you got to please these guys. And then you bring Frank Vogel in. You know what I'm saying? A man who won a championship. I felt like he was done wrong in LA on my team by LeBron.
Yeah, he definitely was. Then
he comes here and you guys, man, how in the world? And see, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know who got egg on their face? The Phoenix Suns, because you're the one that's dumb enough to listen to this 36-year-old washed up ass man who ain't won nothing other than when he was on the super team with Stephen Curry. Then you go in, you bring in Frank Vogel. See, the thing is, the reason I got the egg on their face is because now they got to pay Frank Vogel for the next 3-4 years. You know what I'm saying? So who got the last laugh? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just Frank Vogel, he didn't really get a fair shot. We know that.
He
didn't. There's so many problems in Phoenix, man. Let's just be honest with you, man. They wasn't going to win no championship. Everybody knew they wasn't going to do nothing this year.
No. And it was so shocking to me, right? When the trade went down, it was so shocking to me that people actually thought this team would go to the Western Conference Finals or to the finals or would even be at the top of the Western Conference standings. And to me, I never bought into that.
No. It's 7th seed for a reason, though. Like, people calling this team a super team. I never once looked at it as a super team because I'm like, you gutted your entire depth just for this Suns roster to get Bradley Beal. You already had to do that with Kevin Durant. And none of these guys want to defend anymore. So I'm like, you just gave Vogel a bad hand. I just didn't see how this was considered a super team. Like they were going to go to the finals and do all that. I just didn't see it.
And they basically do the same thing
everywhere.
They do the same, like on the court. Those three really do the same thing.
That's right. Bradley Beal couldn't even get off in that first round series because the spots he typically would be at on the floor, Devin Booker and KD are preoccupying those spots. So with Bradley Beal going to be on the floor, he looks out of place, and that's exactly how
it's like a point, like a pissing contest, like who can jack up the most 3-point shots. Like, so you got three quote unquote superstars who are going back and forth to see who can jack up the most threes. You know what I'm saying? So that's not going to work. That is not going to work. And that's what KD gets. You know what I'm saying? You play with snakes, you get bit. I don't feel sorry, at least been sorry for Kevin Durant. And I hope he gets his butt whooped again next year for doing whatever coach comes in. Who they gonna blame now? You can't blame nobody. Just like when LeBron James keeps getting these coaches fired. You can't blame nobody.
It's the same situation. It's like it's honestly the same situation. Like as bad and as toxic and the black cloud that's surrounding the Lakers head coaching job right now. It's like, to me, it's triple that around Phoenix.
Yeah.
Because you got a new owner and he spent all that money.
Facts.
You listening to Kevin Durant. He had no equity in the Suns. He had no sweat equity in the Suns when you start listening to Kevin Durant. And the two men responsible for getting the Suns out of the bottom of the West to an NBA Finals appearance, Chris Paul and Monty Williams, they got to pay for the sins of Kevin Durant?
Man, KD is a fraud, dude. Man, that dude ain't, man, he ain't won nothing on his own, man. He's a joke, man. I don't hear nobody else say nothing about no Kevin Durant. He ain't no top 10. He ain't no top 15. He ain't no top 20. Kevin Durant is nothing but a fraud. His whole career is a fraud. That's why he quit when he was in Oklahoma City, because he knew he couldn't get it done. So at this point, like, Kevin Durant has exposed himself. He's a joke. And he is not among the top, among the greats. I don't want to hear nothing about his name no more, because he just went ahead and made a fool out of himself. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
All right, man. Appreciate you, Brandon, man. Appreciate the love, man. Appreciate it, man. Salute to you, man. That's Brandon Love Sports TV. We disagree when it comes to a lot of the stuff with LeBron James. He's a Laker fan. I'm a Laker fan. You know what I mean? But he's a great, great content creator to me because he makes me laugh, man. He's real entertaining, man. He makes me laugh, man. If y'all rock with Brandon, man, go subscribe to his channel, man. Appreciate him stopping through. Chris.
For sure.
Chris, bro, I want to ask you a question, man.
Sure, go ahead, my guy.
Where should the Suns look, bro?
I told you, bro. They should try to get Terry Stotts. You want to try, listen, because they can't really fix this roster. Regardless of what the GM is saying, and regardless of what they believe they can do to win with this team, the best thing they can do is just try and maximize what they do best, which is just pure offense, all right? Because the best that you're going to get is just increasing their offensive power by just letting these guys work, a.k.a. with Terry Stotts. Terry Stotts will actually let these guys, because his offense is not rocket science, all right? Let's just get that out the way now. It's just going to allow these guys to pick their shots in the offense and move accordingly. Now, what's good about his play style and why I think it could work, because B and A Study kind of cooked on this a little bit. When it comes to Terry Stotts, because there was someone that was saying, oh, well, why not Mike D'Antoni in that offense? First off, these guys don't move fast enough to even want to play. That's a up and down tempo, and respectfully,
push the ball. First person with a good shot, take it.
Yeah, they're not going to push the ball like that. Kevin Durant at 36 is not going to push the ball. Bradley Beal with his injuries too, especially with his back, he ain't going to be pushing the ball like that. The only one that can really push pace that's still in his prime would be a Devin Booker. And even then, like, if it's two other I don't even want to call Bradley Beal a co-star, but Bradley Beal, a former All-Star, and Kevin Durant, who's still playing at some versions of a All-NBA caliber player.
Right.
If you got those dudes, it's probably best to try to get in offense, monitored around Terry Stotts, because particularly his offense, it just values, like I said in the super chat, it just values the freedom of players on the court, leaving it to them basically to read the floor and make apt decisions, which is kind of what they were doing anyways. But as far as this offense goes, like I said, it won't generate a whole lot of assists, and it doesn't count for them to lead to too many turnovers. So it is going to allow them to put the ball in their hands, but if you can maximize what they do best already, as it already emphasized the importance of the three-point shot, which is something they do want to start getting more of in today's game, it will at least allow them to be more high power offensively, all while if they're at least buying into a system, you can at least get these guys to at least buy into the defensive scheme of making these guys at least play harder, because that's the one thing a lot of these coaches don't understand nowadays. if these guys don't want to play for you, they will half-ass it. They will not give you everything that you want on the defensive end, aka what you're saying with the Timberwolves. And you got to try to. I'm sorry, you have to be a people pleaser for these coaches nowadays. So if your stars are happy, then they'll advocate and they'll play harder for you. And if they're playing harder for you, you might have a puncher's chance. So is it going to work? I have no idea, but I at least know that if you maximize their offense, they'll play harder on defense.
Yeah,
and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, Mike D'Antoni, you brought that name up. He's going to want a point guard.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? He's going to want a point guard. And it's really crazy that Matt Ishbia, that report, I don't know if you've seen it. I did a live on it after the series, after the Suns T-Wolves series, when those reports came out about how Kevin Durant wasn't being used properly in the offense. Those reports came out that Frank Vogel, and I guess Frank Vogel was the one leaking this info and wanting to stand up for himself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I knew after I seen the report that Frank Vogel was going to lose his job, on top of seeing the Kevin Durant reports, is that he went to the organization and asked for a point guard. Mm-hmm. And to me, it just tells me ownership is way too involved with basketball decisions.
Yeah, they are. That's why I say they have the final say-so for what goes down. These players can have an input, like Giannis can have input for his recent coach getting fired for Doc Rivers. LeBron can have an input with Darvin Ham. At the end of the day, this is something that Ace 30 also told me. It goes through the GM of the team, basically the owners. They are the ones that have the final decision of what decides to get done in that organization for what doesn't. Now, you can mitigate that. Again, if you know that their co-stars aren't happy with the outcome, of course, that can play an influence. But they can't go up to the ownership and be like, hey, we kind of don't like this guy. We should probably try to get him going off in the offseason. So,
I mean, honestly, in this case, I can say that because I do believe that ownership, the new ownership, Matt Ishbia, who actually pushed for the Kevin Durant trade, leaned on Kevin Durant. I've seen reports at the end of last season where it was Devin Booker and Kevin Durant who signed off on Monty Williams getting fired.
Yeah. They signed off on it, but again, they aren't the one pulling the trigger. They can be
but
in the
when
GM's
you got an
ear.
owner that's new and he's leaning on this guy, and this is the guy that was his big golden nugget move that he came in as soon as he took over the team, you're going to lean heavy on this guy like Kevin Durant. What do we do? What do you need? And in this case, I do believe that based on the reports that I've seen, I do believe that Matt Ishbia leaned on Kevin Durant. And you know what I mean? These decisions are okayed by Kevin Durant that Matt Ishbia is out here doing.
No, like
I believe that Matt Ishbia bought into that idea of what the Phoenix Suns are right now through Kevin Durant. Because according to Bradley Beal, he was recruited by Kevin Durant.
Well, I think it also comes down to general management. Also, just like you have to, I think you have to understand the game a lot better from a fundamental aspect to be like, hey, this isn't like they should have been trying to go after a point guard in the offseason.
I mean,
they were at least going to get rid of Chris Paul.
This is why I say it's ownership. Like it's ownership in Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And honestly, James Jones hasn't really been the president of basketball operations since that new ownership came in. Because that Kevin Durant trade doesn't rub me as something James Jones would want to do. Because if you remember, James Jones was the architect of that Phoenix Suns team that ended up going to the NBA Finals. So why would he gut the roster that he created and it took him to an NBA Finals appearance? Why would he gut that? And the coach that he hired, and Chris Paul, who he got to come, and Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, the guys that he got in the draft, why would he get rid of that for Kevin Durant? That didn't rub me as a James Jones move. That rubbed me as a Matt Ishbia move, trying to make a splash. You're a new owner. And that's why I feel like James Jones didn't get fired, and it was Frank Vogel who got fired. Because really, these moves for Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal weren't really orchestrated by James Jones.
Do you think Devin Booker had an influence in that?
Yeah, I believe he has culpability in this too.
Okay, so with him being the primary, so let's be real. As great as Kevin Durant is, this is still Booker's team. So, in hindsight, before the moves even get started with Kevin Durant, don't you think they would go with Devin Booker's perspective first, since he
But
is the face of the
here's why
franchise?
here's why I say Kevin Durant, because Matt Ishbia didn't bring in Devin Booker. Matt Ishbia wasn't there when they drafted Devin Booker.
I agree with that.
Matt Ishbia came in, and as soon as he came in, he went and got Kevin Durant. So that's a Matt Ishbia move.
But do you think they got Kevin Durant because of what they saw in the previous playoff series, where in Game 7 they just couldn't score a bucket, where Luka literally scored as many points on the Phoenix Suns as the Phoenix Suns had in the first half? You don't think he looked at that roster and thought, damn, Chris Paul just turned 37. He's starting to like, he slowed down a lot. Like what he was doing before he turned 37 in that playoff series, he was balling. Turned 37.
I don't know
basketball.
if they looked at it from that point of view, because at the same time, Kevin Durant wanted to go there. That was the only team that he was going to get traded to.
It was either Phoenix. Did he say Boston? I think he said two teams, but I think Boston was.
I mean, initially when he initially asked to trade, but when he did that behind the scenes stuff, he told them he's only going to Phoenix.
Well, they definitely come. That's why I said Kevin Durant's legacy. I could understand that taking a hit. I'm talking about him as a player.
Right. And my issue with Kevin Durant isn't Kevin Durant on the basketball court with the basketball in his hands.
Okay.
My issue with Kevin Durant, the brand, the NBA person Kevin Durant, not the basketball player on the court Kevin Durant.
So it's his image then. It's his image that's being tarnished.
It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant, the NBA, the image, the brand that is Kevin Durant.
Okay.
The brand that is Kevin Durant.
Okay, see, that from a legacy standpoint, I'm not mad at. But when people say something, he's not top 15, top 20, like, I give him a lot of praise for what he did for Golden State, because, and just hear me out on this. Yes, did he go to the team that beat him? Absolutely, no question about it. I still think it's the weakest move to this date, because he could have went anywhere. I had no issue with Kevin Durant as a free agent. Moose, did you have any issues with Kevin Durant as a free agent?
As a free agent? No,
like as a free agent.
No, him going to Brooklyn. No, I didn't have no issue with him going to Brooklyn.
No. So I'm talking about initially in 2016. If he went to any other team, like if he went to Boston, he went to the Wizards, or hell, if he would have went to the Clippers with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford, and them boys with
I wouldn't have an issue. I wouldn't have an issue with him going anywhere. I had an issue with him going to Golden State because
he went to the team
from the competitive because of the competitive aspect of it. And not only that, him trashing his team from a burner page on the way out the door.
Now listen, as terms of Kevin Durant being a snake, because there were also reports saying that KD and Westbrook had dinner and sat down a couple of weeks prior before he became a free agent, and they talked about way that they were gonna beat Golden State, and then a couple of weeks later, it comes out that he's going to Golden State. I get that that's a snake move, and I
think it was him, Russell Westbrook, Nick Collison, I believe.
Nick Collison, Steven Adams, and those boys. He basically said that besides him and Russ, there was no shooting on that team. And I agree with him. In 2016, they were a defensive-oriented team. But, like, if you watch that Golden State series, bro, they doubled, like, to get the ball out of KD and Westbrook's hand. And like, that team was just better. That team was better than OKC. They were better throughout the regular season. And they were better throughout the postseason, because they had so much depth. Because what did the Warriors do? The Warriors hit you with numbers. The Warriors hit you with numbers. Hella numbers.
I mean, they roster was good enough to go up 3-1.
I agree with you, but they did that because from a defensive-oriented standpoint, and they were the best defense. No, and they were the best rebounding team in the league. So I don't disagree with you. But when they started shrinking that floor more on Kevin Durant and Westbrook, it became a lot harder for them to essentially go up and get shots off like they normally would. So from that aspect, again, was there a chance that they could have won that series? Absolutely. I don't disagree that Kevin Durant and Westbrook, they should have found a way around that still. Because if you're up 3-1 to begin with, you have to close the deal. But
you got to, man.
Yeah. So I don't give KD no slack for that. But what I do give him credit for, and regardless of how you see it, Kevin Durant went there knowing everybody was hating on him. And it's not to the same hate that LeBron had when he went to the Heat. But I'm saying, like, there was still a lot of hate for Kevin Durant. Like, people hated Kevin Durant. People stopped watching basketball because KD went over to the Warriors. Despite all the criticism he was getting, he still upped his game and performed at an extremely high level, outplaying Steph Curry in multiple NBA finals to help them win multiple championships. You can't take that away from him. You can't take his championships away from him. Otherwise, you got to start doing that with the Golden State Warriors in general. You got to say those 2 rings don't count for Steph. Those 2 rings don't count for Clay, Draymond. Like, it takes an entire team to win a championship.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely counts. I don't discount them. I think he discounts them because I don't see why he left Golden State. If I was him, I wouldn't leave Golden State.
I'll disagree with you on that. However, the reason why he left wasn't because he didn't value his championships. It's because of what the media and everyone was saying about him. They said he did not deserve his, like, and I mean this in the most respectful way possible. If I go to a better organization that paid me top dollar and I'm outperforming everyone on the team and say, hey, like, you were one of the best when you came over from your smaller company, and I'm still outproducing everybody else on the team. But if there are people still talking shit, I'm sorry. Then can I know?
Yeah. Don't because it's very.
Yeah. But if there are people talking ish behind my back, saying how, we never needed you, we was already a great company before you even got here, but I'm elevating us to a status that we've just never been at before. Not saying that you wasn't a great organization to begin with, but you were never this good until I got here. Like, I think that we can objectively say that Kevin Durant put that team to a place where the Warriors never ever would have touched by themselves. Do you agree or disagree?
Hold on, we gonna come right back to that. I wanna get Lamont from FYF Sports Debate on here. I know he's been waiting, bro. What's up, man? What's popping?
What up, man?
What's going on, man?
What's good, FYF?
Man, you know what? Sometimes, I think this situation is slightly different because I just think sometimes I just think Ishba and Vogel just kind of realized this is just a bad marriage. It's a bad fit. Vogel, the best of what Vogel does doesn't really help or impact the best of what this players have to offer. And then when you look at the Bradley Beal situation, it's hard to project that Bradley Beal comes in and plays that bad. This is a guy who next year is going to be making $50 million.
Man.
And look at how he performed in the playoffs against the Timberwolves. He was non-existent. And, that has nothing to do with offense or scheme. That's just Bradley Beal, just a complete shell of himself. And so now he has a nightmare of a contract because they stuck with him till possibly 2027, and he's going to be making around close to 60 mil by that
time. Yeah.
So it's like it's just hard to for anybody to envision. On paper, when they got Bradley Beal, everybody was super high because they're thinking it's a healthy Bradley Beal. Obviously, he's not healthy. And Matt Ishba has to say that they're going to run it back with the same team. He ain't got no choice. Ain't no way about it. This one, nobody's going to take Bradley Beal. They're never going to trade Devin Booker or KD. So, the Bradley Beal contract just kind of has him kind of stuck in a bad situation, and that's about it right there. So I just think it was just a bad pairing. Maybe they'll get a younger voice in You know, I don't see them bringing in a vet coach. I think they're going to get some young guy in there that's going to probably bring some life to some of the role players or something. But I don't know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough for that situation because the coach coming in is just you got to figure out you got to figure some crazy stuff out. You got to figure out this Bradley Beal situation. And even if you figure out the Bradley Beal situation, his contract is nasty. You know. I mean, so unless he can play 70 games next year, I don't care what you do over the summer. It ain't gonna work if Bradley Beal ain't healthy.
That is a fact. And I got the screen up here now. You see how much committed salary they got. You see where they are, when it comes to the apron. They got $209 million in committed salary. The tax threshold is $171.3 million. First apron is at $178.7 million. And the second apron is $189.6 million. And they're at $209 million. And they're gonna want to probably keep a guy like Royce O'Neal. Because, like, do you get a Royce O'Neal at a minimum price in free agency or guys like that? I don't know. You know what I mean? I think they're going to get a coach soon, though, so they can figure out what kind of guys, minimum-wise, they go after. And I don't know, man. Phoenix is just an ugly situation, bro. Like, from the
I've been hearing
outside
some
looking
weird.
in, it just looks ugly, bro.
I've been hearing some whispers about potential moves. But even when I hear those whispers, it's just like that don't make sense to me. Like, you know, I mean, I've been hearing whispers about them bringing in D'Lo, and potentially reach, you know, if getting him to sign a new deal, maybe a 2-3 year deal, and doing some type of swap with Yusuf Nurkic. But I don't. I mean, it's just tough, man. I mean, it's hard to predict without a coach. You can't predict nothing until you get a coach. And the closer they get to the draft, the closer they get to the draft without a head coach, the worse off they're going to be next year.
Fact.
So they need to figure this coaching, just like the Lakers. Anybody that don't have a coach right now, the closer you get to the NBA draft, you better get it figured out because you ain't gonna have because right now neither of these teams got no scouts running around doing anything for them. Right. They don't know what to scout, who to scout.
What, the 26th of June, 27th of June?
Yeah, it's coming up. So they gotta get their coaches and staffs in place so they can start working on this stuff. So I don't know. It's trouble for them, but hey,
exactly
the other guy up here,
man,
Lakers was just talking nonsense.
To that head coaching job.
Moose, this is my other thing. I don't know why people kill Kevin Durant for going to Golden State.
Thank you.
Go ahead, cook on it, bro. Go ahead.
Look, man, I done played ball my entire life. Every single gym I've walked in, it's always been about stacking your team with the most talent and staying on the court the longest. I ain't never walked in a gym and they said, let's spread the talent out so everybody can have an equal shot. It's always a king, and every other team is trying to dethrone the top guys, trying to take them out. So it levels up everybody. And then even when you go to college, these college teams be trying to stack their team with as many 5-star recruits as they can get. McDonald's over. Right. Yeah, I mean, even if they don't play them, they trying to stack, like, you know, whether it works or not, they trying to stack talent. That's always been the motto. And it's just like in the NBA, nobody was tripping when the Celtics was robbing and tricking other teams out their first round draft picks, and the Lakers was finessing the Cavaliers out of their first round draft picks. Got so bad the league had to change the rules about how you trade draft picks and stuff. That's how the Lakers was able to get Worthy and all them boys and Magic. All them. So it's just like that's always like, I don't blame KD because it's fun to play winning basketball. It's fun to play with good basketball players. The worst basketball you can play is when you're playing with scrubs or people that can't get the job done. That's the worst basketball. That's not no challenge. That's just annoying. So
I can tell you where a lot of people's issue with that comes from, right?
Yeah.
And me being a LeBron James guy, a lot of people I'm gonna keep it totally 100. A lot of people, the main issue for them is it stopped LeBron James from winning rings. That's how majority people look at. Then you got the other group of people that look at it. Oh, this the team that beat you. You and Russ was supposed to go right back at it. I don't blame them. You know what I mean? I understand it. You know what I mean? They love the pairing of Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? You guys were up 3-1. You're supposed to get the job done. For me, I just didn't really like it because I feel like Kevin Durant had his own personal motives. Golden State had their motives. But then it was like when Kevin Durant, you didn't get what you wanted when you thought you was going to get what you want. You feel me? Like, it didn't seem like he was happy after he made that decision. And I don't know if, like, the outside noise got to him. Because, honestly, I don't know why he left Golden State.
I mean, it could be like why these players come and go. I mean, it'd be so much stuff that go on behind the scenes that we will never know of until like these guys retire. It's hard for me to get on these guys for switching teams because I would say 90% of the moves when players switch teams, 90% of it has nothing to do with basketball a lot of times. Right. And it'd be so many other factors, so many other things that come into play. Right. There's been a couple of players even just as of last year switch teams because their mom or their dad had the heart center that they needed was in a better state. You know, even there, the Cedar Sinai Center in Minnesota, Mike Conley. Right. And Mike Conley's kid who has to constantly go to that Cedar Sinai Center. Maybe Mike Conley worked it out to where that's the destination I need to be at because the medical facilities are better out here in Minnesota because that's the same place that LeBron James took his son.
Facilities in Minnesota, man.
Yeah, LeBron took his son there to one in Minnesota.
Yeah,
so
Mayo Clinic. Yep.
Yeah, the Mayo. Yeah, so I'm saying like it's hard for me to judge them when they get to moving because we don't know them personally, and we try to make it seem like sometimes that it's always all about basketball. The one situation that was public was with Derek Fisher. Remember when Derek Fisher had to ask the Utah Jazz for? Yeah. It's just like but a lot of times it don't even be basketball, and we just be getting mad at him. And I think Kevin Durant just gets mad because he left OKC. He came into a winning situation, and then the only thing he got, he went there, he won, and I just think he thought that the appreciation for what he did with Golden State would come off different, and I just think he wanted to change his scenery because he didn't like the narrative that was getting put out about him. So, I mean, that could be wrong too, because he probably don't even care. He probably just wanted to be in New York. He might have had a little side piece in New York or something. We don't know.
Right.
But it is what it is, man. So I don't knock him for moving around. I try to judge him fairly. Let
me ask you a question, right, Lamont?
Yeah.
If you're Kevin Durant and the roster situation is what it is right now, and I don't know, he probably has a heads up on what the organization wants to do coaching wise, but if you're Kevin Durant, are you thinking about maybe moving on? Or
I mean, he can't though. So the problem is and I'm sure his agent talks with him about this too. I mean, his agent's gonna come to him and say, look, if you demand a trade, you 35 now, you're gonna be 37 at the end of your deal, and you have to now start to be realistic with this new salary, with this new cap structure. What team is really going to take on a 35, 36, 37-year-old in this day and age and give up, all their young assets, especially when we seeing all the top teams like the Minnesotas and the Denvers and the OKCs, they are winning because they've been patient and they've been developing their youth, even the Knicks to a certain degree.
Facts.
are getting better because they went and got DiVincenzo and Josh Hart. They went and got youth. They're building through like there were so many teams asking for Mitchell Robinson. They didn't trade him. And so, the formula to win is right in front of you. And like, I think that ain't no more big trades left out there. Teams ain't really doing it no more because they see it's not a winning formula. It ain't a winning formula.
Build.
Now, do you also, a question to both of you guys? Do you think this summer changes how teams build their rosters? Is this the summer that they finally look at and see like, okay, Denver did it that way, Minnesota's doing it this way, Boston is sticking it out with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, even though people have been begging and screaming for years to break them up, even though I don't think they should break them up. Like, is this the summer where other teams look and be like, okay, we know how to build our team moving forward?
Well, I'll make this quick, just for me personally. The way the salary cap and everything for the structure and everything is set up, big threes are dead. You can't build a proper team having a big three anymore where you want certain role players that are like superstar role players where you can literally get them for on the cheap. Like, you're not going to get Shane Battier on the cheap anymore. Like, there's certain guys that you have to pay these guys top dollar now just to actually move forward. If you want a big three, it's going to look something similar to what the Suns have right now. You're going to have to gut your roster for 3 stars and not have no type of cap. So building through the draft, I think that they've been doing it for like the last year or so since teams have just been starting to build through the draft and make the proper trip before the salary cap begin to actually spike. So yeah, I think that the whole big three thing is dead. Like, if you really want good players, you either got to start trading for quality players and understand that for this superstar role players that they're gonna move accordingly, or you just gonna have to build through the draft.
Man, you know who's ruined it most? This is what who's ruined it. It's really the fans and kind of the media that's ruined it.
Talk about it.
If we're being honest, because what's happening is we just watched 2 fan bases, Lakers, and the Lakers is probably at the top of what I'm about to say. The most impatient team in NBA history. And they have the most impatient fan base in NBA history. They don't care about patience. They don't care about developing. They don't want to hear, they were they were mad that they got to the Western Conference Finals and lost last year. Like, imagine that. You know how many teams would love to just get to the Western Conference Finals and lose? They got there and lost because they try to say that, oh, we have a standard of championships, and it's just like, okay, yeah, you can run around with that fake standard, but in this day and age, just like he said, you can't win no more slicing and dicing every 2 years, talking about trying to reconfigure stuff. You're gonna have to sit down, go through some growing pains, develop some talent, and do it there's a different formula to win now, because you get to trade in a way, because they're going to have to see, right? Like I said before, I cannot wait to see this offseason. All these Laker fans keep talking about Trae Young, and I'm laughing because
I don't think Trae Young happened.
Well, the reason why I'm laughing is because the player that they hated on the most controls their entire offseason, and they too dumb to really look at the CBA and realize it. And so you spend all that time hating and crying and being impatient and tearing these players down. And so now these same players, now he didn't. You remember when Captain America and they took that gauntlet from Thanos? That's what happened. D'Lo took that gauntlet. I got this mother, got it now. He snapped the wrong way, and it's over. He do the wrong thing. If he don't play nice with the Lakers, they screwed. That's just the reality. But the Laker fans don't see it. They're not gonna see it until it actually happens, and to me, it's going to happen. I don't think D'Lo does anything to help the Lakers.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hell of a summer, man. It's gonna be a hell of a summer, man. DJ Killer 06, go ahead, bro.
What's good, Moose? What's
going on, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, bro.
Hey, what's good, bro? A good show, man. My first time talking to you on your show. The Frank Vogel situation. He got done dirty. Like you said in the whole stream. He asked for a point guard. He asked for DeAndre Ayton not to get traded, and they did the opposite of that, and they rubbed it in his face by getting Isaiah Thomas. So,
Towards the
um,
end of the season. It's
yep,
crazy.
yeah. So that whole situation, man, was just I hate to see coaches get done dirty, man, like that.
What's
Frank
up with
Vogel
y'all?
What
was
up? What
good,
up,
bro.
bro?
He got embarrassed by LA. He got fired right after the game, and they didn't even tell him. So his whole situation, man. I hope he get another job, man, because that dude can coach. He's proved he can coach in this league. So, as
Yeah, I
far
hope
as
so too.
yeah, as far as like Lamont laid out, they whole, and you laid out too, that whole cap situation, man. Brad Beal was a shell of himself. I don't know what they gonna do with Brad Beal. They really can't do anything because he has a no trade. So, man, that Phoenix situation. If I'm a coach that's looking for a job, I'm not really looking at Phoenix right now, especially after seeing how Frank Vogel got done. So, good luck with that situation. So,
Hmm.
as far as the Lakers go, because I'm a LeBron guy too. Um, I think Lamont is right about the Devo situation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he definitely got the Lakers in the headlock, man. So, it's gonna be a fun off season, man. We'll see what happens with that. Because for me, for me, and I know this sounds crazy, and Lamont has heard me say this too. Um, I
Talk about
really, I really blame Darvin for the whole thing. I understand, like the players got to play, and D'Lo was an issue. I get all that. I'm not dismissing that, but at the end of the day, Darvin Ham was the head man. He was, players, especially after the Clippers game, talking about they had to, make their own adjustments without him. His schemes were terrible. His pregame preparation was terrible. Lineups terrible. Rotations
it.
terrible. Just a litany of just issues that Darvin had, and so for me, he had to go. So, I'm interested to see like who do you think, and this for everybody, who do y'all think they should get as their next head coach?
I really
Well,
have no idea,
I can
bro.
tell you
I
that.
have no idea.
I
well,
can
check
tell
this
you
out.
that.
Well, check this out. The problem is AD talking about keeping the same guys on the team. Now see here, now see here's where the problem's gonna end, right? Cause see now AD want to keep the same guys. If they keep that same team intact, Bron is walking away. Like it's not even gonna be close. Like he's not gonna stay on that team with the same guys. It's not gonna work.
Man, I don't think Braun going anywhere, bro.
Yeah, me neither. That's a
Bro,
fact.
but yeah, you think
He's
Bron is
not
you
going
think
nowhere.
but what you think? You think Bron don't know the situation the Lakers are in? They can't do nothing anyway. Even if they wanted to change this roster, they can't because you got three bums that got player options. Jackson Hayes, Christian Woods really ain't a bum, and you got D'Lo with a player option. So we know Christian Woods is opting in. We know Jackson
Right.
Hayes, he opting in. He ain't about to pass. He ain't do nothing that spectacular this year to where he can go into free agency. And D'Lo, if he opts in, they're close to the second apron, especially if Brian signs for more money. They're over the second apron. If he just walks away and leaves, they just lose D'Lo for nothing. I mean, and they don't have any way to get that money. Like they're still over the cap, so they can't really replace him.
Exactly.
So man, they put this like Brian is one of the reasons why this situation is the way it is, and I don't want to put it all on
Man,
him,
wait a
but
minute.
that
Wait a
endorsement of
minute.
Russell Westbrook and them bringing in Russell Westbrook is what started this. Um,
Ugh.
That's
and
true.
and so
But see,
you know.
here's the thing you miss. You keep saying Brian did this. He don't have no contract signed yet.
That's right.
Yeah, but Brian can walk away. But if
Exactly.
Brian walks,
It,
but I've already said the best thing that can happen to the Lakers financially is if Brian walks away.
exactly.
Because if Brian walks away, you still have a kind of a solid team intact, and then you open up some cap space to go get some pieces. So it's not like it's the end of the world if he walks.
Right. It's not a
Um,
rebuild and blow it up
yeah,
situation.
it's not a rebuild and
No,
blow it
you got
up.
AD.
It's like, okay, we'll retool a few things, but we can dang near still kind of compete. So it's just like, okay, the problem is D'Lo, and that's where that's what you got to figure out. So I don't know. I don't know. I
That's
don't
going
know
to
what
be the
Well,
to.
tough part.
so
That's
this
going to
the
be the
thing,
tough
moves.
part.
This the thing, moves. This is gonna be the kicker right here. So what's gonna happen is if Brian do not sign that contract, come what's the month on it? June what?
June the 29th.
Yeah,
Thank you, Terry.
June the 29th.
Yes.
If he does not sign that contract by then, like they are literally like it's gonna be
It's not true.
the off season is gonna be so
No,
It's
so crazy.
true.
no. Brian is going to hold out on signing that contract until he sees if they can finesse the D'Lo move. Because if they
Mm-hmm.
can finesse the D'Lo move correctly, and Brian's contract
Mm-hmm.
isn't really killing their books, then so they can do some finessing as long as Brian don't re-sign.
And waits to
But
sign
Mm-hmm.
so
after
they
his
gotta
move
they gotta
terminates.
hold off on signing Brian until the last minute so they can finesse the D'Lo contract and try to pull off a miracle with that.
Who would they
That's
go
what they
Mhm.
after
gotta
though?
wait on.
Who would
So
they go
don't
after?
Well,
panic if
hold up.
Brian don't sign immediately.
Well, hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. I just want to say this, Moose baby. This
How
is
you
my
doing,
first
Terry?
time being up here. Hi, sweet Howard. Look, I ain't got time to hear the stupid stuff. Look, honey, I'm going to tell you right now. Brian ain't going nowhere. He's going to stay cocked up with the Lakers, baby. Let me tell you. I'm trying to tell you. I ain't got time to hear it. Look, I've been watching basketball since 1980.
You
And
tell
look,
him, Miss
I'm
Terry.
I'm 61 years old and a hot cougar, baby. I keep up with all my boys, honey. I'm gonna
Oh
tell you
damn.
that right now, honey. Yes, baby. And
Crazy.
my baby, that's my brown, honey. Don't be talking smack about my brown, honey. And look, he ain't going nowhere. Look, Savannah and them, they love LA, baby. And LeBron got all that crap, his businesses, everything. It's all in LA. He ain't going nowhere. He's going to sign a contract. And look, they ain't got to get Brownie because personally, to me, he needs to go in the D League or whatever, because he needs to get better. And personally, Bryce, his second son, he plays better b-ball than Brownie.
That's
And
gonna
Oh
I don't mean
Lord.
no shade or nothing, but he does. He
Oh,
really does.
that's gonna be a
Bryce
problem.
is a good basketball player,
it's crazy.
and then I just don't like it. And then this Ham situation, oh my God. Look, Darvin Ham with his stupid looking self, he didn't play people when he was supposed to play them. Vanderbilt was back and he didn't even play them. And then they want to put everything on LeBron. I ain't got time for that stuff. It ain't
They
all
already
on
did.
LeBron.
They already did.
But it's terrible though because it's not fair. That's not fair. And look, they're gonna judge LeBron on how many coaches he had. But yeah, Kobe
Well,
had 9 coaches.
here's the thing. Rick Buchanan leaked out some text messages talking about Clutch didn't send him a text talking about, oh, you need to vote Brian for MVP. What?
Why is that?
No, I don't. Even though I love
Man,
LeBron,
I don't
no,
believe a
not
thing Rick
MVP.
Why is
Bucher
No,
that?
no,
said.
no,
Why is
no,
that
no,
relevant?
no,
Well, okay.
I don't believe a
no,
thing Rick Bucher says.
no,
But
because
why do
he's
y'all care
crazy
though?
as
That's my
hell.
question. Like, why is it a big deal? In my opinion.
No,
Yeah,
but
it's not even a
SGA
big deal
should have
for
got
me.
that.
I
SGA
don't
should have
never
got that
believe Rick
award.
Bucher.
No, I think Jokic
No, Rick
deserved
you
it.
just crazy. He looks crazy. Y'all ever looked at him with his Frankenstein head and his hairstyle? Come on now.
No, I
Come
agree,
on
but
now.
Exactly.
So,
Oh my God.
but see, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. Is see that's where the problem at. This stuff is not going to stop until he's off of this team. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
That's true. That's true. I believe that. I really do believe that. But oh wow, who are they gonna have? But guess what? Remember, it was 9 years before LeBron came, and it was no championships, and that was even with Kobe on the team.
Right.
Okay, but they want to put everything on LeBron now. Oh, he has something to do with it.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I love LeBron. That's my baby. I don't give a damn. And John Morant is my second. Honey, I ain't got time for it. Don't talk about my babies. But honey, look, that damn team was messed up before
Yeah.
Bron got there, honey.
That's a fact. See,
Okay,
but
and then Kobe
they
had
want to
9 different coaches too.
But see, the problem. But see, this the problem. They won't address that though.
No, they won't. Oh no, that's hidden and swept under the rug. You know, Miss Terry knows, honey. Miss Terry knows.
They won't address that problem. They would not address that problem. Now, see, this is my thing. But see, this the thing. They say Brian got 3 option teams if he does leave LA. They say it's the Knicks, Cleveland, and Miami. Them his 3 choices. They say. So like,
Yeah.
if he leaves, like them first 3 choices, I say the Knicks, Miami, and Philly. Like them will be my 3 destinations for him. Like, cause like New York will be the biggest market for him if he goes to New York.
Oh yeah, and they'll win a chip. Stephen
Yeah.
A. already said that. He said if
Yeah.
LeBron goes to New York, it's over. You heard what he said.
And that's why
I
see
don't
this
want
my thing.
LeBron to go to New York.
But see, this the thing though. This the thing. Now watch how his whole demeanor change if Bron signed with New York. Watch how his whole attitude change.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I
Because
don't know, baby.
now you see how he threw all them shots on national TV. Now if Bron signed New York, watch his whole attitude change.
It was Stephen A.
Yeah.
Stephen A. is crazy.
If he
Y'all know
signed,
you
if
can't,
Bron,
honey. Look. Look, if
if
Brown
Bron signs
signs
with
with
New
New
York,
York, it's over. It's over. I ain't got time to hear that stupid looking stupid stuff. I ain't got time. I don't want LeBron there. If LeBron don't stay in LA, the only place I want him to go back to is his hometown, Cleveland, where he won that damn chip in 2016, baby.
But the thing is,
I
New
ain't got
York.
time for no damn Miami Heat.
Well, but this the thing. New York is gonna be the biggest spot because it's like, okay, New York gonna have the biggest like money to give him if he goes to New York. So this the thing. If like let's say if KD don't sign back with Phoenix, it's gonna be the biggest team in New York that's gonna be ever assembled over
Yeah,
there.
and they're gonna make money. They're gonna
Yeah,
make money. They're gonna have several bags.
yeah. Cause now if KD signs with New York and Brown signs with New York, watch how quick Stephen
Oh
A's
shoot.
whole no, but see, this the thing. Watch how quick Stephen A's whole mind switched. Watch
Oh
how his
yeah.
whole
Oh, of
attitude changed.
course. Yes, yes. You know, look, you know it. You know it. You know
Cause
it.
now,
And look,
cause now you see
we
how
don't
he
even want to talk about. Wait a minute. We don't want to talk about Skip Brainless. Oh, what Skip Brainless would have to say about my LeBron switching from LA to damn it, the Knicks. Oh my God. I will go off.
watch what's gonna happen. Now watch what's gonna happen when everybody on national TV they gonna start switching up. Oh, we ain't never say
Yup.
we turned back. But see, this the thing. They gonna be like, oh, we ain't never say we turned our back on LeBron. We were just saying what we were saying. Like, oh no, stay on that side
Yup.
now. Cause
Yup.
now all of y'all
Yup.
didn't. up talking
Well,
about
it's gonna be a hell of a summer, man. It's gonna be a
yes.
summer full of fireworks. You
Yes.
know what I mean? It's gonna be a
Yes.
summer full of moves, and
But see,
it's gonna be
LeBron.
wild. We're gonna see what the Lakers do. We're gonna see what the Phoenix Suns do. We're gonna see
But
what the
see, this
Lakers
the
do
I'm
with
thing.
their head
scared.
coaching job.
But
We're
see,
gonna
this the
see what the
thing.
Suns do with their
Bron,
coaching job.
yeah, but see, Bron is going to be the lottery in all this. He's going to be the lottery pickup in all of this.
But I'm scared. I don't know where he's going. I want LeBron to stay in LA. I
And
ain't
he
got
ain't going
time for
nowhere. He
nothing
gonna stay
else.
in LA. He
I,
gonna
That's
stay in
what I
LA.
think too, Moose
I
baby.
doubt it.
That's what I
Yeah, he
I,
think
gonna
too,
stay in
doubt it.
Moose
LA, man.
baby.
I
He gonna
doubt it.
stay in LA, man. He ain't going nowhere. He'll entertain it,
He's gonna
but
stay in LA. That's right, Moose baby. That's
I
he
right,
gonna
doubt it.
stay in
baby.
LA. I'm
I
gonna tell
doubt
y'all
it.
right now,
How
he gonna
you
stay in
doubt
LA.
it? How you doubt? How you doubt it? How you doubt it? Why you doubt it? To explain that. Why you doubt it?
Oh yeah, it's not happening. I mean,
It's
obviously,
like what I just
LeBron is
said.
close to retirement. LeBron is close to retirement. He's
That's
probably
right.
gonna play for another 2 years. He's
No, it's
not
like what I
gonna
Yeah.
just.
be. He's not gonna be outside of LA, especially the way he talked about his family and him wanting to
Thank you.
spend time with his family. He's not gonna leave
Thank you.
LA just for two
Thank
years to
you.
come back and live in LA permanently. I don't think
That's
he does
right.
that.
That's right.
I don't think he
That's
does
right,
that, man.
baby. Yeah.
But I
If
want to
he don't,
thank you guys, man. It's 8 o'clock. We about to wrap things up. We got a couple
Okay,
games
baby
on tonight.
Moose.
We're gonna see you guys after the game. I'll probably go live after the last game, which is the Dallas and
Okay.
the OKC
Salute.
game. So we probably gonna do a stream then. I want to shout out everybody that watched the stream, liked the stream, shared the stream, everybody that
Yes.
donated to the channel. Brandon Love Sports
Yes.
TV, Chris, I appreciate you guys. Deb,
Salute.
I appreciate you guys. Miss Terry, you know I love and appreciate you here on my channel. Thank you for joining the
Yes.
panel today. I appreciate
Yes.
everybody, man. Aaron, everybody that showed up. Big shout out to Lamont from FYF Sports Debate. Please, if you not subscribed to his channel, subscribe to that brother's channel. I appreciate him,
Yes.
man. He's giving me a lot of gems on this YouTube thing in just a little bit of time I've been knowing him on here. So I appreciate him for stopping
Yes.
through, messing with us, coming on the panel. And shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Moose Gang in the
Yes.
chat, man. I appreciate you
Yes.
guys,
We
man.
growing, Moose. We growing. We growing,
We
Moose. We
growing, man.
growing.
And you guys could have
Damn
been
right.
anywhere in the world, but you here with me. So I appreciate that, and that goes a long way. Trust and believe that. And I'm gonna keep rocking with y'all because y'all rock with me, man. I love and appreciate you guys, man. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Once again, peace and love, family, and stay safe.
Love you, Moose.
Love you too, Miss Terry.
All
Once
right,
again, you
baby.
already know it's your boy Moose Talk Troops. Like I always say, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit the like button. You already know. It's a lot of things in the